Hello and welcome to our first video on this new channel, SickSlickProductions. My name is Tom and I will be reviewer for this channel, which is all reviews all the time. Joining me for this first video is my trusty associate Lynn, and for our first review we will be tackling the Avengers.
Yay!
Avengers is a 2012 film directed by much-loved director Joss Whedon. He's a pretty well-known director in this day and age.
Yeah, as far as
If far in the nerd category, I suppose, if you want to call it that. From my understanding, I am not I'm not too huge in the superhero lore, so I'm just going to give my idea of what it is and you can correct me on it. Avengers, from my perspective, is a gathering of a bunch of heroes from past films such as Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and basically putting them in one giant movie to defend the Earth together. The plot of this movie involves a combination of plots from past movies. You got the Tesseract, is that how you pronounce it? The Tesseract that was found during Captain America's movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
placed there during the events of Thor.
And basically what happens is it summons Loki, from the god of mischief, from whatever black hole he fell into. And
at the end of Thor.
At the end of Thor. And he basically, well, you can explain it probably better than I can.
He wants to trade the Tesseract to the Chitauri, an alien race, in exchange for the Earth. He wants to rule the Earth, and in exchange he will give this army of what are essentially like half organic, half robot, mindless drone army mercenaries. Basically, cube of unlimited power.
So Samuel L. Jackson, character Nick Fury, assembles a team of the mightiest superheroes ever, including Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, I haven't really seen Iron Man 2, so I don't know how that one ended up, but he's created this giant tower in New York of unlimited energy, or like raw energy.
Sustainable
energy. Captain America, having been awoken from a 70-year sleep from the Valkyrie bomber that crashed into the Arctic at the end of his movie, and Thor making his appearance, even though he can't really get to America through the normal way, but they figured out a way.
They kind of hand-waved it, yeah.
Pretty much. It was one of those things you kind of hand-waved. Also joining is the Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo this time around.
He's great.
He's good. I mean, I haven't seen the other Hulk movies, but for those of you who don't know, since 2003, the Hulk has been played by a different actor every single time. First off, it was Eric Bana, then it was Edward Norton, and this one time it was Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo played Bruce Banner pretty perfectly.
He's probably the best Banner so far.
Yeah, as Banner, he's very quiet, he shuffles around a lot, he's very soft-spoken, and then when he gets into the Hulk, he is Hulk smash. Yeah. Pretty much.
And I do like the character arc that he goes through, and it's noticeable that after he embraces... Well, spoilers.
Well, I mean, you can basically say that.
There are spoilers here.
Pretty much.
Essentially, once Banner embraces and sort of accepts the Hulk as a part of himself, his transformation becomes easier, and he gains a little bit of control.
Yeah.
So that he can kind of tell friend from foe when he's in the Hulk form.
Which is pretty
useful,
yeah. Robert Downey Jr., as always, is brilliant. There's really nothing to say about Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, there's a lot to say, but
there's a lot to say about it. It's already been said. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is a Class A actor. He's brilliant in just about anything he does. He is Tony Stark, essentially. That's really all you need to say about it, is that Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. Chris Evans works much better as Captain America than he did as the Human Torch.
Yeah.
I feel like during the Human Torch phase, there was a period of time where Chris Evans was typecasted as the kind of comedic kind of role. And now, I feel as Captain America, he's taken a little more seriously. Costume notwithstanding.
Yeah, Captain America is really one of my favorite Avengers. He's got that kind of dry humor, and at the same time he has that sort of old-fashioned soldier mentality of, these are our orders, this is our objective, we're going to go achieve it.
Well, that said, he's not going against orders, going rogue sometimes. I mean,
well, yeah.
See, Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner is a really good actor. He's always been particularly good.
I
mean,
haven't seen him in anything else.
I've seen him in SWAT. I've seen scenes of him from Hurt Locker. I've seen some other movies that I can't remember. He's always a very solid face actor. He's always kind of in control of himself. He can do that very well. He's also very quirky, kind of witty, which is it's a nice balance that he kind of does without even really trying to. Kind of.
Well, I mean, that's not really the actor. That's on the part of the writers and the casting.
Well, true, but he does it a lot in his films.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just the character he plays. And Scarlett Johansson...
she's a very strong female character.
Yeah.
She's a very strong character. Her sex notwithstanding. Black Widow, I think that if she had, if she were a male character, I actually don't think that she would be as effective.
Probably not. And Scarlett Johansson's action kind of shows, because there are times where she's completely in control, and there are times where she's visibly shaken as well. And she plays both of them very well.
I've always liked that the only thing that absolutely scares the living everything out of Natasha Romanoff is the Hulk.
Yeah.
And I think that's appropriate because they really are perfect foils. Natasha embodies control. She always has control in the situation. Yeah. The Hulk embodies chaos. He's a lot stronger. Chaos is a lot stronger than her order.
Let's see, two other actors I really want to mention. First off, Tom Hiddleston. Loki fans, I can't ignore it because Loki fans are everywhere. Yes. Tom Hiddleston, for what it's worth, is, I mean, the fan base is not exaggerating when they say he is very good in what he does. He's a very good actor. He plays Loki. Having watched Thor just a few minutes before shooting this video, I see the difference between the Loki of Thor and the Loki of the Avengers. The Loki of Thor, very much, he wasn't entirely... What am I trying to say here?
He was sympathetic.
He was sympathetic. He didn't want to rule. He didn't want to be the villain. He was doing what he thought was right for Asgard and for the throne. Also, with a bit of personal war against, knowing who he is and...
Yeah, eventually he went a little crazy.
Yeah, eventually he went a little crazy, but he did very much love his family, and he was very just conflicted. He was a very conflicted villain. And in the Avengers... He's very much just evil.
Well, Tom Hiddleston has gone on record saying that Loki, when he fell through the void, he saw things.
Yeah,
things that corrupted him and kind of broke his already really bending mind. So, and you can even see it in the Avengers that Loki doesn't look as, for lack of a better word, he doesn't look as attractive. He doesn't... He does look...
There is a significant physical difference between Loki and Thor and Loki in the Avengers.
Yeah,
you can actually see it.
He looks tired. He looks
tired,
sick.
a little more demonic, a little more...
A little older.
Older, definitely older. It's like he's aged... significantly since the end of Thor, which, I mean, the movie that Thor only came out a year ago. And then the other one I guess we can mention, other than Samuel L., because there's nothing to say about Samuel L. Jackson. He is Samuel L. Jackson. Pretty much. The other actor being Clark Gregg. Agent Phil Coulson, who, from my understanding, has appeared in almost every single Marvel film that they've put out. Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Thor. Wasn't in Captain America, at least not that I saw. Basically, he's kind of the
it's like, where's Waldo?
He's like the running man, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. That's the only way I can think of describing it. Plays a very fanboy kind of character in this movie specifically.
But still an effective agent.
Very effective agent. He's a very effective agent, but you can see he's also a fanboy, which is why I like him a lot. I like him quite a bit. As for the story, it's pretty well written. There were a lot of moments where there were laughs in the theater. There were a lot of laughs in the theater of like things that were said, things that were done. It's a very witty kind of script.
Shock of all shocks, Joss Whedon.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very witty in dialogue. It's very witty in action. It's like very tightly. It's kind of tight written, but very witty script. And the actors bounced off each other very well with their dialogue.
Great chemistry.
Everybody was great. Scarlett and Jeremy scenes were great. Robert Downey and Chris Evans together were great. Bruce and Tony, their chemistry was very good.
Science bros.
The relationship between Thor and Loki was very touching. The relationship with Coulson and everyone.
Yeah.
With always, I mean, because he's he has interacted with just about everyone at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's talked to everyone. He's in every of their movies, so pretty much. So he's very versatile with them as well. Action scenes, not that bad. I mean, for a Hollywood...
Very good.
For a Hollywood superhero movie where people are expecting a lot of action, mindless action of cars being blown up and buildings exploding and rubble and bodies flying and all that, it's not too bad. It's not Michael Bay. To an well,
yeah,
okay.
But I like that about it.
Yeah.
It's not 100% action. But when things go down, things go down.
Yeah, but at least there's a purpose to it.
And I also like that after, the big climactic battle in the middle of New York City, they show news feeds of people, posting photos on memorial walls.
Yeah.
They show them holding candle vigils. It
Respecting
kind of
the heroes.
reminds the viewer that, oh yeah,
there was a purpose to it.
There's people on the streets of New York
Yeah,
and you can't just blow up those cities
pretty much and
willy-nilly.
And they try to.
Yeah, they tried.
They try to, and they didn't succeed. Both sides tried and did not succeed in doing so because the Avengers saved the day.
It just reinforces the gravity of the situation that even though, the day was saved and everything, people died. People got hurt. There were casualties.
There was a very big loss among the Avengers.
There's a scene that's quite reminiscent. I think we can just throw spoilers out the window now.
Pretty much. And we'll go into the spoiler section now, so if you don't want to be spoiled, please...
We already went into the spoiler section.
Not entirely.
Yes, we did. There's actually one shot where, this enormous Leviathan is, going through the streets of New York, and it comes across, this office building, and in the reflection it looks very, kind of vaguely similar to kind of a 9/11 shot, which made it a lot more satisfying when the Hulk charged through and kind of stopped it.
Yeah, pretty much. Also a good scene of the Hulk just randomly punching Thor. For no reason.
For no reason.
No reason.
I think it's because, it's kind of a primal instinct. This person hurt me, and... Because Thor is pretty much the only person who can hurt the Hulk.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh yeah, they went head to head also.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that makes a little more sense. And of course, because it's a superhero movie, there is a bonus scene at the end. We're not going to spoil it, but it basically points to a big reveal. Big villain coming for Avengers 2 when they finally shoot it.
The bigger bad.
Those who know the Avengers know who it is. And are probably looking forward to it.
Well, who know the comics well.
Pretty much, which I don't, but she's kind of filled me in, so. Overall thoughts of this film. As someone who doesn't do superhero movies ever, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed how they interwove things from the other movies into it. Like, I saw Captain America 2 days before seeing the Avengers. I liked the throwbacks to, the flashbacks he got when we first see Captain Rogers. I liked the finding the Hydra gear. I loved talk about the Tesseract, how Howard Stark fished it out at the end of Captain America. I loved all those throwbacks. I thought those were very well done, well thrown in there.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with all the films. Like if you watched it now, you would also notice things from Thor, which you just saw tonight.
Yeah, like they mentioned Tony Stark at one point. They referenced
Howard
Bruce
Stark.
No, they mentioned Tony Stark.
Oh, in Thor, yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned Tony Stark at one point in Thor. They referenced Bruce Banner at one point. And also the scientist that was helping out Natalie Portman's character in Thor came back for this film and played a pretty important role.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, and I actually didn't realize that until I saw Thor, which was about half an hour ago, and saw that, wait, that's the guy from Avengers. Oh, that's kind of fun how they tied him in there. I think it was very well put together, well written, well casted, but I mean, the cast is pretty much already set in stone when they started shooting, with the exception of the Hulk. Because all the other characters had already appeared.
And if they get rid of Ruffalo, I'm gonna be.
I don't think they will. Because I think reception to Ruffalo has been very positive.
Yes.
So I don't think they'll get rid of him.
He is Bruce Banner.
He is. He did. I think it took them a couple tries, but I think they finally found a Bruce Banner that worked. Joss Whedon. He consistently puts out good material, regardless of what the networks think.
Pretty consistently.
I mean, I've only seen Firefly. I own Serenity, and that's about the extent of my Whedon knowledge, but I have friends who will swear up and down that Joss Whedon is the man. I saw his work here, and it was very pleasing. I hope he's set to direct the next one, I think.
Can't say for sure.
I'm pretty sure they've signed him.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
He did a very good job with this. And I don't think he doesn't really have anything else he's working on right now. So
yeah, to my knowledge.
Nah, so he'll probably do it again. I'd give this movie an A. Very rewarding. Kind of superhero film. It feels like superhero films have come a long way since the beginning of the millennia. No longer are they just creating the heroes, throwing them against their biggest bads right away, wash, rinse, repeat. There's a lot of kind of backstory, a lot of kind of building these characters up, developing them, developing the plot, and I think they're doing a very good job with that. The only movie before, I guess, Iron Man that really came close to that was Spider-Man, and they didn't really do that very well. No, but the new Spider-Man looks great. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, we did see the trailer while we were in the theater.
Andrew Garfield looks like he's going to do a really great job.
Yeah, he
looks like he's...
And it was good because he wasn't... It looks like he's not just, nerdy Peter Parker. He's also...
He's witty Peter Parker.
Kind of witty, yeah.
Which is Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Spider-Man is a very witty character.
Yeah, he's kind of sarcastic. He's a little bit swaggy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think this is kind of dragging on a bit now. So, overall...
I just want to express all of my feels.
She loves it. I loved it. It's a very good film. If you haven't seen it yet, you should check it out because it is in theaters now. It has crushed the box office for the last couple weeks that it has been open, and it's probably scheduled to crush it a few more times. That's it. That is my opinion. I will see you guys next time with the next one.